Hey everyone, Chris Cross here. So wanted to show you the Espin line of e-bikes, or Espin as I like to call it, but I believe they pronounce it Espin. I'm an affiliate of theirs now, and I just love their lineup. So I kind of wanted to run you through their website today, show you what they have, because they really have a bike for anybody out there. They've got 5 different bikes, different sizes, different shapes, and different uses, and I think you'll like what they have to offer. You can save $50 if you click the link in the description here, and I'll get a little credit for that. So help support the channel. And just a quick history on this company. They've actually been around since 2015. So they're kind of veterans in the e-bike space based on the West Coast in California. The co-founders, Josh and Yina, live in the Bay Area, and they're of Taiwanese descent. So they were able to get better deals from some of the factories in Taiwan and China and some of the other direct-to-consumer e-bike companies out there, since they spoke the language and knew some people in those areas. It's also how they were able to make their own branded motor for these bikes, and how they're still able to have stock last year when a lot of companies were out. They also said that a lot of other companies are only able to get batteries right now, and they're swapping out those batteries for kind of lesser known brands and lesser quality, and that's not happening with Espin bikes. So it's good to hear from that. So yeah, they small team, been around for 6 years, and you always want to buy e-bikes from trusted companies who've been around for a while, and these guys definitely have. So they've got some really cool bikes. They kind of break them out on their website in terms of city, folding, step through, and off-road. And we'll go through some of these here. So let's go over to the compare bikes page. That's the best way to look at what they have, I think, if you are in the market for a new e-bike. So they've got the Aero, which is a very stealthy looking road looking bike with a built-in battery. They've got the Nesta, which is a folding fat tire e-bike, 20 by 4 inch tires. The Nero, which is their 26 by 4 inch tires, all-terrain bike. And then the Flow and the Sport. I have the Sport right now, so waiting to finish my review of that bike for the channel. And let's take a look at what these guys have to offer here. So the Aero is for commuter and city riding. It's good for suggested rider heights of 5'6" to 6'2", and that's their cheapest bike. It's $10.99 on the website. Stand-up height is 28 inches. It's only 44 pounds, and max range on that is about 30 miles. So it's a smaller battery on there, 244 watt hours, 350 watt nominal, 500 watt peak, rear mounted gear hub. It's a single gear bike with mechanical brakes and a rigid fork. So if you just want a simple road bike that doesn't scream e-bike, that's a good bike for you. The Nesta is their folding fat tire e-bike. I just saw a good review on this. I think it was by Pierce over at Electric Bike Report. He really gave it rave reviews. It really climbed hills really well. Pretty powerful 750 watt motor on there. Max range of 40 miles. What was interesting in that review that Pierce did was they did the max range test. In PES1, they got 69 miles out of that 10.5 inch or 5 amp hour battery. That's amazing. And for the in PS5, I think they got 29 miles total. So he was pretty impressed with the range on that Nesta. And it's 65 pounds, comparable to like electric XP, for example. And it's basically a step through, so it's good for people 5'2" to 6'4" as far as the height goes. I'm really looking at that one as possibly my next review. It looks really interesting, and it sounds really fast and really powerful. So as well, all their bikes have 8 speeds except for the Aero. The Nero is their all-terrain bike, kind of similar to like maybe a Rad Rover, for example. 26 by 4 inch tires, good for people who are 5'5" to 6'4". That one is $15.99 is their price. And it weighs 75 pounds, good for people, total weight capacity of 300 pounds or less. The Flow and the Sport are basically the same bike, just the Flow is the step through and the Sport is the high step or mid step, if you will. That's the one I have. It's good for people who are 5'6" to 6'4". The Flow is 1569. The Sport is 1529. Not sure why there's a slight price difference there, but those bikes weigh 55 pounds, fairly light, when it comes to e-bikes versus the 65 to 75 type bikes that are out there. And I can tell you for sure, it feels light too, the Sport that I've been riding for the last couple of weeks. And I really like that aspect of it. The Flow and the Sport get about 50 miles range, so does the Nero. And the Flow and the Sport have a 13.6 amp hour battery, which is good for about 15 miles, it says. So we're looking forward to testing out that range and in the coming weeks here as we go in. They have 500 watt nominal motors, 800 watt peak. And I can tell you that these motors are really quick off the line. I've been impressed with that, just the power they offer, and also the quietness of these motors. I mean, the motor on the Sport is whisper quiet, and all you hear is the tire when you're running. It's much different than like the electric e-bike, which has a really whiny sounding motor, but you can't even hear this motor when you're riding it on the road. And I love that aspect of it, because even the Sport is pretty stealthy looking. I got it in the matte black. This is the cobalt blue there, but it's a really stealthy looking bike that whisper quiet, that I don't think many people will notice that it's an e-bike. And that's kind of interesting as well. So that's good. These have 27.5 by 2.1 inch tires. They both come with rear racks. You can put a front rack on there as well. Rear mounted gear hub motor, of course, 8-speed, and really nice looking bikes overall. Here's a quick look at some of these. Let's go deeper dive here. And again, you can save $50 off of these e-bikes with the link in the description and help support the channel. Here's the Aero, really nice looking minimalist e-bike. I mean, you can't even tell this is an e-bike. I mean, just look at that. It's pretty clean looking. Let's see, the battery on the Aero is 36 volt, 6 amp hour battery. So it's small, and it's made just to go around town, basically. Single gear, and really nice looking bike. These guys do a nice job with the I think the design of these e-bikes. Really good looking bikes, good colors choices, and they've got the green, cobalt blue. Let's check out the let's go back here. Let's check out the Nesta real quick. 21 stands for 2021, I think, overall. So here's the Nesta in blue. It's a smoke gray, I believe. Folds up nicely. It's a good looking foldable. I really like it. The stem seems a little bit shorter than a typical folding e-bike stem, so I think that makes it look a little bit better. And I love the color here. The battery's right here. And it comes, you can get a rear rack as well, also a front rack. Pretty compact, goes wherever you want to go. Again, 4-inch tires, fat tires. It's got hydraulic brakes, which I really love. I think all their bikes have hydraulics except for the Aero. So really nice touch there. And if you've never had hydraulic brakes, you'll notice the difference when you're stepping up from mechanical to hydraulic. I really love that aspect of them. Here is the Sport. Again, I'll be doing the review on this one very shortly. It's coming out shortly. You can see the front rack there with their integrated headlight. They have, I believe all their brake lights are integrated with the brakes itself. You can see here the integrated battery in the tube. Again, it doesn't really look that much like an e-bike. So especially in the black version, you just can't tell there's a battery in there basically. And so really nice looking bike. And let's just take a quick look at the Nero. This is their bigger bike. So for those of you who are on the taller, heavier side, you might want to check out the Nero. $15.99 is the price. Again, $50 off with my link. So check that out. Comes in black and glacier blue. versatile and powerful for paved roads and dirt trails. Hydraulic brakes, 180 millimeter rotors, thumb throttle. Really love the thumb throttle. Here's the color display. LED light, integrated backlight. So yeah, those are the Espin line of bikes. Check them out if you're in the market for a new e-bike. They've got them in stock right now, and I think it's hard to do wrong with a Espin e-bike like this. I'm really impressed by the quality of them, the range of bikes that they have, and the fact that they've been in business for 6 years now. So you can definitely trust them. They've got a team of 5 in the customer support area, I believe. And so check out espinbikes.com as that URL. So again, thanks for watching and see you next time on Crisscrossed. I'm out.